All right, let's talk about inversions of triads and seventh chord. So far we learned triads, different triads, and also seventh chord. So far we learned C major and G major tonality, and we always talked about the triads. Okay, the primary chords, including tonic, subdominant, and dominant, and we added another type of chords called seventh chord. When you combine 4 instead of 3, it becomes seventh chord. So we talked about these types of chords, right? So here's a triad, which is a 3-note chord. A root position triad is a triad in its most basic form. So this means your name of the chord, the triad, the lowest note is called root, and it's on the bottom, okay? All notes are stacked up in intervals of thirds. Like C to E is third, E to G is third, correct? Yeah, so this is what we call root position. So when you have 2 sets of thirds stacked together, it is root position. And the name of the chord, the triad, will be from the root. So if it's a C at the bottom, the root is a C, means it's a C triad. If root is F, it will be F triad. So you have 2 sets of thirds stacked together for root position form. However, an inversion is a different arrangement of notes in a triad. So C, E, G, for example, C major triad can be also arranged in this order. I'm going to spell it for you. E, G, C. This is another arrangement of the same triad, which is a C. Okay, first inversion. So for first inversion triad is we're simply going to keep the same letter, C, E, G, but in different order. For this one, we're going to have an E first, then there's a G, which makes what? Interval thirds. Now, since we moved the C from low to top, G to C will now become interval fourths. So this is the first inversion triad, another arrangement of triads, okay? So you're going to have a stack of thirds, and on top, we got to what? Have interval fourth. Okay, another arrangement called second inversion. So I'm going to spell it for you. It'll be G now, starting on G, which is originally 5th note from the C major root position form. I'm going to have root as the G as the lowest note. Then I have the other 2 letters, which is the C and E, stacked. Okay, in this case, we got interval fourth for the bottom 2 notes and third for the top 2 notes. So name for this arrangement is a second inversion. So 3 possible arrangement or positions for any triads you name. C major triads, there's a root position, first inversion, and second inversion. Let's try another one. We learned G major triads, spelling GBD. So stack up 2 thirds, root position. Okay. Now when you have different arrangement, for example, first inversion will be spelled as a now B, D, G. Okay, so third for the bottom 2, fourth for the top 2. Second inversion, we're gonna move now D, G, B stacked together. Now we're gonna have a bottom 2 as a fourth, top 2 will be third. Okay, so what you do is for all the triads, since we got 3 notes only, try to move the bottom, the root to the top. Now try to move the middle note to the top. Try to move the 5th note to the top, and that way you could come up with different positioning or different arrangements. Okay, it'll be same for the 7th chord. 7th chord has 4 notes combined. So for example, in key of C major, we have a G7, okay, G, B, D, F. So we're gonna do the exact same thing. For this one, we got 1, 2, 3 sets of thirds stacked together for root position. Now we're gonna move the root to the top. First inversion. Now we're gonna move the third to the top. Second inversion. And there's a third inversion. Since we got 4 notes combined for the 7th chord, the arrangement can come up with 4 different positioning. Okay, so from now on, when you see a chord, try to formulate a different arrangement and see how they sound. They sound all different, although they are made of same letters. Okay, so page 131, we have a simple piece called Autumn Fest, and this one, Autumn Fest, I guess. It has all kinds of inversions. So let me play for you first. It's in 4/4 time signature. Allegro is a tempo mark. and we got a bunch of chords in different arrangement, so different position. 1, 2, 3, 4. What you need to practice, of course, come up with different arrangement, the different positioning, or call inversions of each harmony you have, either triad or seventh chord. So the symbols are all indicated. Part 1, you start with the C root position. Now we got F chord, okay, F triad. What inversion is this? Since we got fourth for the bottom 2 and top 2 is a third, so this is gonna be called second inversion, okay? Then we got back to C root position, and there's a G7 chord, simple version of G7, and you will go back to C. So try to name the chords as you learn this. And work on the rhythm, especially for the right hand, when you got the melodic line, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and you got tie, don't forget. Line 2, bar 3 and 4, 8th note, count as a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and also tie. And at the end, for the last 2 measure, your right hand has a little melody with a flat. Da, 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 and you're gonna keep holding it for tie, okay? Very simple piece. I want you to explore this by yourself and see if you really totally get the concept of different positioning or different inversions of a triad or seventh chord. Okay, very simple.